It's strange, isn't it, how silence can roar inside your head, while laughter echoes around you, how the sound of people talking can feel like thunder shaking your chest, and how something as simple as saying hi can feel like walking barefoot on glass. That's what living with social anxiety feels like. It's not a fear of people. Not really. It's the fear of being seen and misunderstood at the same time. The constant tug-of-war between wanting connection and fearing judgment. Social anxiety is not shyness or introversion. It's a deep psychological pattern wired into the nervous system. A constant overactivation of the brain's fear center that mistakes normal social cues for danger. Imagine your mind as a spotlight that never turns off. Every word you say magnified. Every glance dissected. Every silence replayed. You crave belonging, but your body tightens at the thought of being noticed. You want to speak, but your voice hides behind your ribs. And what's heartbreaking is how invisible it all looks from the outside. Sometimes social anxiety wears a perfect smile. It nods at the right moments, laughs on cue, and goes home exhausted from pretending to be fine. It's canceling plans you looked forward to, replaying conversations for hours, and feeling like the world is too loud for your thoughts. Psychologically, it's overdeveloped sensitivity. The same awareness that makes you anxious is the same that makes you deeply empathetic. You notice tone shifts, subtle glances, emotional energy in a room that others miss. You feel too much, too deeply, and that emotional radar becomes both gift and burden. The roots often lie in past experiences, growing up in environments of criticism, rejection, or neglect. Wires your brain to associate people with pain. Your nervous system learns that attention equals risk. You become hyper-aware of yourself, constantly monitoring how others perceive you, trapped in what psychologists call self-focused attention. You stop experiencing the world directly and instead watch yourself experiencing it, analyzing every movement, every word, every silence. It's not vanity, it's vigilance. It's your body's way of saying, stay safe, don't get hurt again. And that's why advice like, just be confident, doesn't work. Because social anxiety isn't logically, it's biological. When your body believes you're in danger, logic can't quiet it. You can't think your way out of a fight or flight response. That's why healing isn't about control, it's about understanding. The paradox of control says the harder you try to suppress fear, the stronger it becomes. Real healing starts when you stop trying to silence anxiety and start listening to it. When you say, this is my body, trying to protect me, not destroy me. Techniques like cognitive behavioral therapy and exposure therapy don't erase fear. They retrain your brain to reinterpret it. You slowly teach your nervous system that being seen isn't dangerous, that imperfection doesn't mean rejection, and that silence doesn't equal failure. Healing is not about becoming fearless. It's about walking through fear without letting it define you. What makes social anxiety oddly beautiful is that it's born from the same place as compassion. It's proof that you care, maybe too much. You care about how your words land, how people feel, how your presence affects others. That level of empathy, when balanced, can make you one of the most emotionally intelligent people in the room. And though it often feels like a curse, it's also your gift. Beneath all the anxiety lives a heart that notices everything, one that loves deeply, listens fully, and feels the world with rare intensity. Yet, it's exhausting. You replay every interaction like a movie, criticize every expression, worry about every silence. You try to perform normalcy so hard that you forget what authenticity feels like. But healing begins when you remember what it was like to be free, before anxiety taught you to hide like a child, laughing in a park, unafraid of being watched. That child still lives inside you, waiting for permission to exist without apology. The truth is, social anxiety doesn't mean you dislike people. It means you love them so much that you fear disappointing them. You imagine their disapproval before it even happens. You live in their imagined thoughts, and forget to live in your own. But connection was never meant to be perfect. People don't bond over flawlessness, they bond over vulnerability. The moment you stop performing and start being real, people feel it, because presence, quiet, imperfect, and human, is magnetic. Social anxiety teaches you to overanalyze yourself. But when that self-awareness softens into observation instead of judgment, it becomes wisdom. Ask yourself not, what's wrong with me, but what's happening inside me right now. That shift transforms shame into curiosity, and curiosity dissolves fear. Scientifically, studies showed that people with social anxiety have increased activity in both the amygdala, the fear center, and the medial prefrontal cortex, which controls self-referential thinking. It's like being stuck under a spotlight of your own mind. Mindfulness practices and body-based grounding, help redirect that spotlight outward. You realize, not every silence hides judgments. Sometimes people are just lost in their own thoughts. Just like you, healing begins in the body. Slow breathing, grounding, gentle exposure, all these retrain your system to associate people with safety instead of threat. You don't have to eradicate fear. You just have to teach your body that it can survive it. And yes, progress is nonlinear. There will be days when you speak freely and days when your voice trembles. But each time you choose to stay present despite fear, you rewire your brain. Each small act, holding eye contact, saying what you mean, not apologizing for existing, is a rebellion against anxiety. Those moments don't look heroic, but they are. Over time, you begin to trust yourself again, and when that trust grows, anxiety starts to loosen its grip. What's even more surprising is that when the anxiety quiets, you might feel an emptiness too, because, for so long, it defined who you were. But beneath it, you'll rediscover your true self, the one who always existed under the noise. You'll see that anxiety didn't erase you, it only covered you. You'll learn that you were never being judged as harshly as you judged yourself, and you'll realize that the world isn't watching nearly as closely as you feared. One day, you'll walk into a room, and your body won't brace for impact. You'll speak, and your words will sound like they belong to you. Silence will no longer feel suffocating. It will feel like peace. Because confidence isn't the absence of fear, it's the acceptance of it. And maybe that's what healing truly is. The quiet return to ease. The ease of being seen without performing. The ease of existing without apology. The ease of remembering your worth was never something to earn, it was something to remember. So if you're reading this, take a breath. You've been fighting a battle no one else can see, yet here you are, still showing up, still trying, still hoping, and that's courage. Not the loud kind that shouts in triumph, but the quiet kind that whispers, "I'll try again tomorrow." And sometimes, that whisper is enough to change everything.